Live look at the Capitol this morning. Lawmakers and staff are back at work for the first full week since September as federal employees try to move forward from the longest shutdown in U.S. history. Thousands are back on the job after weeks of furloughs. Others are finally receiving back pay after working without a paycheck for more than a month. Now, as the shutdown dragged on, we saw disruptions hit Americans pretty hard, especially in the air. Flight cuts, long lines, delays became part of the new normal.
Yeah, this morning, though, maybe some relief finally on the way just in time for Thanksgiving travel. Janelle Ford is live at DFW Airport. Janelle, does this mean things are back to normal for the airlines?
They're getting there. If you're heading to the airport right now, you might feel something that we haven't had much of, and that's some breathing room. Just a few minutes ago, so at 5 o'clock, the FAA officially lifted that emergency order that was cutting air traffic at 40 of the nation's busiest airports, including here at DFW Airport and over at Dallas Love Field. What that means is that airlines can now run their full schedules after nearly 2 weeks of those mandated cuts. Now, I just checked FlightAware. Things are looking good. Here at DFW, 12 delays, 3 cancellations. Over at Love Field, 5 delays, 0 cancellations there. Remember, this all started back on November 7th when the government shutdown dragged on long enough that air traffic controller staffing hit concerning levels. The FAA said it had no choice. It ordered airlines to reduce flights first by 4% and then 6% to keep the system safe. At one point during the worst of it, more than 2,900 flights nationwide were wiped from schedules in a single day. But this morning, the agency says things have finally stabilized. They say their safety team reviewed staffing trends and found a, quote, steady decline in staffing triggered events, meaning fewer moments where controllers were stretched too thin to safely handle normal traffic levels. Now, that cleared the way to end the order. Over the weekend, we actually saw the first signs of that turnaround. Less than 1% of flights were canceled, the lowest since the restrictions began. FlightAware says airlines cut 149 flights yesterday and 315 on Saturday. They were still cuts, but far below what we were seeing earlier. And then perhaps the best news is what we're hearing from airlines, including American and Southwest, who say that they are optimistic heading into this busy Thanksgiving travel season, especially now that all of these cuts are over. Sending it back to you guys.
We love to hear that, especially if you are going out of town next week. Okay, thank you so much, Janelle.